April 21, 2026, another recovery run, around 40 minutes. Just take it easy. All week is a recovery run, tomorrow the actual recovery, because on Sunday we have a marathon. So no big work overload. Take it easy. What are you guys doing there? I'm gonna bite you now. Layla, stop that. Excuse me. Who is up for a hug and kiss? Huh? Okay. Let's do this.
Here we are, guys. Bosquina Beach in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. Today we're working on 7 easy recovery run, just like the last one we did. Start out nice and slow. Alright. Bosquina Beach, guys. The Coya Peninsula in northwestern Costa Rica. Right off the bat, guys, I want you to pay attention to the intensity. This is a recovery run. Recovery run, once again, guys, are designed for recovery. So you make sure you are running slow enough. And know that sounds counterintuitive. The whole point of this recovery run is to help our body recover from the work that we put in. Yesterday, all of that hard strength work with hard intervals and prime our bodies so that we're ready to go do it again the next time we work out with a speed workout. All of this, guys, is a balance, that balance between stress and rest. Right now, we're focusing only on rest. Remember the ranges that we've established and talked about. Make sure that you stay vertical. What we're going to do is no more than 4 out of 10 on our rate of fatigue exertion or RPE. I'm shooting for 75% of my max heart rate. We should be no more than 77% of that max heart rate. Easy recovery run. So for me, that's right around 140 beats per minute. No more than that. I'm trying to keep everything under that upper ceiling in my training. That is an absolutely perfect day out here. It really doesn't get any better than this. We're literally at sea level. So an area like this with a higher concentration of oxygen with every breath we take than any other place in the world. This feels so good, guys. Compared to where I live and train, 7,000 feet in Flagstaff, Arizona, the ability to transfer more oxygen through my blood with every breath is like having another set of lungs. In reality, it's like having more blood. That's actually what determines our body's ability to transfer oxygen is the concentration of red blood cells in our blood. That's why we do these hard intervals like we're going to do tomorrow. These VO2 max intervals. VO2 max, again, guys, volume of oxygen. Let's just do a little bit through here. Check out this side pool. See what we can find. Guys, before we got here, there were pelicans diving down, grabbing little fish, little lobsters. These pelicans, they glide along the waves, and these waves peel away. This is incredible surfing location, guys. There's people that come from all over the world to surf these beaches. Super long waves. Again, guys, this is a refuge to protect the sea turtles build out on the beach. And the reason is to preserve these native nesting grounds where the turtles have come here. This specific beach where they were born and their parents were born. It's just like salmon, guys. The salmon, they swim up stream, the actual stream where they were born. Same thing with these turtles. It doesn't matter how far they travel, thousands and thousands of miles throughout their life, all in the oceans of the world, they come back to this exact beach. So this area has been protected from development. It's also an area that's controlled and is protected from poachers. There's a tiny bit of legal turtle egg collecting that takes place here in Costa Rica, but the permits are incredibly limited. Actually, there are programs that exist in Costa Rica, but the only people that are able to get these permits are actually single mothers who live in the area. So they can come out, they can harvest these eggs, they can sell them on a clean market. The idea is that adding that little bit will boost the economy of select few individuals who live in the area while decreasing the demand on the black market. But the vast majority of eggs that are collected here in Costa Rica are by poachers on the black market and sold basically as nefarious as a black market sounds. That idea that we hear, they're actually sold just out in the open in bars and restaurants and on the streets. I've seen them for sale in San Jose, on the capital. People will come up and they'll offer you their legs. Alright guys, let's focus in again on that light intensity. Remember the last time we were here specifically, we talked about being able to breathe through our nose. So let's just do that again right now. Let's just settle this, guys, that's completely arbitrary. We essentially just set this up because somebody determined that was the numeric system that they were going to use. And obviously there's some reasoning behind it, but it doesn't have any intricacies with our genetic makeup or our ability to threshold the limitations as human beings. That's why the number that we shoot for in terms of heart rate is based on a light easy recovery run is something that's arbitrary 77%. That makes no sense if you were to just look at it and say, hey, we're just going to base all of these light numbers at threshold of 77%. The reason we do that is because the research, the science, has been established after this numerical system was put in place. So the research that's been done, different studies, have found that threshold right there between 75 and 80% is right where we jump up into what's called that ventilatory threshold. That is the limit, that's the range where our bodies go from breathing very easily to having to increase the rate at which we breathe because we need more oxygen to each of ourselves. It's a somewhat arbitrary area, guys. It just happens to fall right around 75 to 80% from our max heart rate. So if we can stay under that threshold, these recovery runs, they do two things. They don't beat our bodies up too much. The other thing they do, though, is they specifically work our aerobic system. So that system that uses oxygen in combination with water and glucose that's found in our blood so humans need to create energy in our cells. Because as long as we have those three ingredients, our bodies are able to generate energy. So make sure, guys, as we're working out like this, we don't get caught up in these preconceived, arbitrary expectations that other people have, or these times that you might have heard sound, super sexy to think, well, that's the area, that's the number that I'm going to hit. Our bodies are all at a different place, so we have to slowly, progressively build a little bit at a time. I promise, guys, if you just focus on what you're doing and trust that process, your rate of progression, your ability to avoid injury, all of that is going to be so much greater. And 5 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, 5 months from now, a year from now, you'll be so much further ahead than if you just try to take shortcuts. All of this fitness, guys, all of this durability again is our body's ability to withstand injury by strengthening our body's systems and structures in proportion to the work that we put in. Because fitness and durability, guys, you can't force it, you have to earn it. It's something that we do a little bit at a time, one layer at a time, day after day. Body's ability to easily breathe through our nose, no more than 77% of our max heart rate. If you haven't calculated what heart rate is, then guys, you're wasting your time, you're wasting my time too. Make sure that you do that, okay? If you haven't done it yet, stop. Please stop and do that. Super easy. I'll tell you one more time. I'll probably tell you a dozen more times. You take the number 220, you subtract your age, you take that value and multiply it by 0.77. That will give you the upper limit of what we want that heart rate to be on the easy road. few miles at a time. I'm not ever going to do anything too crazy, but in a place where there's not any risk to my body. So there's no sharp rocks out here on a flat beach. There's not any glass. There's not any thorns. There's not any modern infrastructure like asphalt or concrete or anything else that's potentially going to cause any injury to my feet. When I'm doing that, I'm running gently. I'm running very carefully on my feet. I'm not trying to force anything. Our feet, guys, they have so many nerves. The sensory input from our feet is as strong as almost any other place on our body. There are a couple of areas that is a little bit stronger. One of those areas is this. So the sensory feedback on our feet is incredibly powerful because it sends messages to our body that communicate things going on throughout the rest of our body. So if we're doing too much, if there's too much force coming through our feet, there's a good indication that there's also too much force coming through our shins, our lower legs, up into our knees, our quads, the rest of our body. So if from time to time, you gotta really be, gotta really limit yourself on this. You have to really earn the change in your feet. Don't go out tomorrow, don't right now, don't take your shoes off, don't do anything like that. It's something that you can slowly add to your training. I honestly would recommend it during this program. But what it does is it helps strengthen the muscles, the tiny little muscles in your feet and in your lower legs. If you're doing too much and you're not wearing shoes, you immediately know it. These muscles in your feet, they will line up and they'll hurt for days after a single run without shoes on. If it's something you haven't done for a long time, or if it's something you haven't done at least in your adulthood, since you're a child. So if you were to think about that concept though, if you were to think about what your feet are experiencing, what they're communicating back to your body, that's a really good way to hone in on that biofeedback. Biofeedback, guys, I mean, is the communication that your body is giving itself. The way that our body communicates is through pain. Because our feet are so sensitive, if running without shoes on, if that's causing you pain, what that does is it causes people to slowly progress. And what people found was that they were able to slowly progress and run more than they had ever run in their entire life. And the takeaway, a lot of people said, oh, the problem this whole time is that I've been running in shoes. That's the problem. Now that I've taken my shoes off, I've slowly progressed based off of the feedback that my feet are giving me. Essentially what I mean by that is they progress slow enough for the muscles in their feet to slowly strengthen, and they ran slow enough, and they ran gently enough that they were able to slowly progress over weeks and months. And the aha moment was, wow, this is incredible. I can run further than I've ever been able to do it, and it's because I was wearing shoes. I don't think it's that simple, guys. I think the reason that happened is because not wearing shoes was painful enough for most people if they did it too fast. If they increased their volume or if they increased their intensity too rapidly, say over a matter of weeks or even over a matter of months, if they increased too rapidly, it would be too stressful for their bodies. It would hurt their feet too much. It would hurt the little muscles in their feet too much. So what it did is it slowed that trajectory. If that was a graph, rather than being a steep graph, it would be a very gradual graph. The takeaway from that, guys, is not necessarily that shoes were the problem. Doing too much too soon is always the problem. Not wearing shoes simply provides people with a more sensitive feedback mechanism. They can hear the voices a little bit louder that are whispering, hey, you're doing too much too soon. You need to slow this down. So when I decide to run without shoes on, most of the time it's because it's a liberating and really freeing feeling. Part of the reason is because I know that it will strengthen some of the muscles in my feet and in my lower legs. But honestly, the reason I do it is just because I enjoy it. So the infield of the track is a great place to do that. You don't have to commit. If that's the case, you can do just a little bit. Maybe 100 meters, 200 meters, slowly increasing that a little bit at a time. A field that's made of astroturf, also another place, great place to do it. A sandy beach that doesn't have glass or sharp rocks or any broken sharp seashells, also another place to do it. If that's something that you want to add, guys, just do it like so cautiously and make sure that it's something you really ease into. Remember before I was talking about needing to earn that durability and earn that strength? That's something specifically running without shoes on. You definitely have to earn that durability in your feet. And the feedback that your feet are giving you, what it will do is it will make you run gently. It will make you run carefully. It will make you use those muscles in your feet. Guys, remember, I'll say this over and over and over, that pain it whispers before it screams. And if you listen to it while it's whispering, and if we actually make changes based off of those whispers, it'll allow us to avoid injuries that would otherwise derail our training and cause us to take these unplanned breaks. There's nothing more potentially hazardous to building our fitness than having to take unplanned breaks because of injury, guys. Overuse injuries are the stupidest of all the injuries because our body has told us for days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks that we're doing too much. The way it's told us is through these gentle whispers of pain. And if we push through that day after day after day, guys, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Honestly. So make sure you listen to that feedback. Plan those recovery days accordingly based off of those nagging little injuries that don't seem to go away as the workout progresses. These ones that stay with us day in and day to day. Alright guys, so just like last time, we're going to do some strides. We're going to finish out this workout with 6 strides. Last time we did 4. Remember, these are 20 seconds at a time. Got a little bit of an arbitrary recovery in between. Just letting our heart rate come down, and then boom, going again. The reason they're only 20 seconds is because we're not trying to necessarily work our cardiovascular system. We're not trying to get our heart rate up. It will go up, and that's okay. But the whole focus of these strides is to increase our efficiency when running fast. The way that you teach your body to run fast is by running fast. But if we do too much on a single day, specifically on something like a recovery day, all it will do is put us back. It will make it so our body is fatigued and we're unable to push into those higher limits when we come back and we do our next high intensity workout. So today we're just priming that system. We're just teaching those nerves. We're laying down a new layer on those nerves, teaching them how to efficiently run quickly. Alright, we're going to start that first one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, guys. 20 seconds. Easily work into it. Just imagine you're starting that 5K race. The first 20 seconds of that 5K race. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Back down to a very easy jump. Guys, we did 4 last time. This time we're doing 6, and the reason is because our bodies have made adaptive changes in response to that stress that we applied last time, 4 of those. Our bodies are now a little bit stronger, just a tiny bit. Our tissues, our bones, tendons, ligaments, those are all a little bit stronger than the last time we did this. If, guys, and this is the important part, if you allowed your body to recover enough between. But this time, we're just going to build on that just a tiny bit. We're going to do this next one in 3, 2, 1, here we go. 20 seconds, guys. Keep those eyes up. Make sure that chest is tall and spine is good. So driving with those legs. Gentle bend, 90 degrees in that elbow. Hands, they're not clenched tight. They're just relaxed. Just a gentle, closed fit. And 2, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Back down to a walk. A real easy job. Alright, shake those arms out. So incredible. There's not a single person on this beach. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and 20 seconds. Nice and calm. Guys, this feels like Chariots of Fire. If you've never seen that movie, make sure you watch it. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and relax. Chariots of Fire, guys, this is a movie that I grew up watching. So there's this iconic opening scene where everybody's running on a beach in these white suits. The movie highlights the main character is a guy named Eric Little, and his rival, a guy named Harold Abrams. It highlights the 1924 Olympics. Both of these guys are sprinters. Harold Abrams is a seasoned competitor. Eric Little is actually a missionary. Both of them competing back and forth leading into the 1924 Olympics. I'm not going to ruin it, but guys, it's a classic. Absolutely incredible film. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Alright. Let's start this next one in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice and calm. Drive with those legs. Keep that face and shoulders relaxed. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Here we go. Alright, that's 4. That right there matches what we did the last time. We're going to do 2 more of these. So cruise down, let's check out these rocks. And then we'll flip back around. 2 more of these. And then a gentle cool down and we'll wrap this up. Here we go, guys. In 3, 2, 1, 20 seconds. Nice and calm. Keep that body relaxed. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Alright, let's cruise over here. Check out these rocks in the tide pool. Guys, you can see these rocks. This is volcanic rock. Black volcanic rock. Is what causes this black beach. So, this black volcanic rock has been eroded down over the eons and created this black sand. This is different than a typical white sandy beach. A white sandy beach, guys, if you went and ran with me in Portugal, leading up to this, you know, all of our sandy beaches. If not, make sure you check this out. I don't want to spoil it for you. right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. This is our last one, guys. You don't have to do anything different. Just keep it the same as before. Open up that sky. Tall. Neutral spine. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Alright, good work, guys. We're just going to cruise along. About 5 more minutes. Just nice and gentle. Get that heart rate under control after that last drive. We're going to check in with our body's ability to be accurate on those heart rate zones or those intensities. So after we get this heart rate back under control, we're going to breathe for a couple minutes again through our nose just to make sure that we're being honest with this. This is really important, guys. I can't stress that enough. That we find those intensities and we stick to them. Today is not the day to go hard. Today is the time for recovery. What it will do is it will allow our bodies to be recovered enough to where the next time we come back and we actually are trying to run hard, it'll actually allow our bodies to enter those zones. What happens if we're doing too much on the recovery days? We're not allowing our bodies to recover enough on those recovery days. We feel way too tired when we're supposed to run at these higher intensities. What happens is, say, we're trying to get up to say 85% of our max heart rate, or even higher, and you can't even physically get there. One of the reasons is because we're doing too much on the recovery rate that our body doesn't have the ability to work our heart, our system, like our lungs, our heart, and our blood, enough to get up there. And the reason is because we have that accumulative fatigue in our legs. We want a tiny bit of that so that when we actually recover and taper and get ready for that race, our bodies feel fresh and primed and everything is ready to really run as hard as we possibly can. But we don't want too much. If we do too much, we're not able to actually run fast enough to get the benefit that these workouts are designed for. So that's the reason, guys. That's the reasoning behind all of this. You run easy enough when you need to, so that your body is ready to run hard enough when it needs to. Again, guys, remember I mentioned that book by a great author named Matt Fitzgerald. He talks about this moderate intensity run. This moderate intensity run is where people don't run easy enough on easy days, so they're unable to run hard enough on the hard days. What happens is it just turns into this moderate intensity slog where you just feel like crap day to day to day. You're not getting any faster. It's just this plateau, and you're not able to see any improvement. The way that you get out of that is actually by running slower most of the time and then running harder on the days that it matters. Alright, guys. Let's just focus in real quick. I'm just going to stop talking. We're going to go for 1 minute. Just going to breathe in and out of our noses and just feel what that feels like. If you can't do that, you're running too hard. Slow down as much as you need to, even if it's a walk, to be able to do that. Here we go. That's your body letting you know that you're doing too much too soon. That's your body letting you know that you're running a little bit too hard. So just bring that intensity down here. Please touch down here. Bring the intensity down. Go as slow as you need to be able to do that. Alright, we're going to go for one more minute and then we'll wrap this thing up. Again, guys, this location up on the northwest side of Costa Rica, off the Pacific coast, Nicoya Peninsula, here on Oceanal Beach. If you're there, it's an incredible place where these sea turtles come in back to these native beaches to lay their eggs. Alright, I'm going to bring this down to a walk. Great work, guys. Seriously, muscle coming all the way to the end. Great job on running slow enough today. Thank you for trusting me. I hope you trust me, guys. Please, if you're going too hard, please just back things up. Just make sure that we can make it all the way to the end of this program. If we're not able to make it to the end of this program, guys, it's because we're doing too much too soon. Our bodies will communicate that to us. So we have to be willing to listen, guys. We've got to be humble enough to listen to that feedback our body is giving us and make the choices in our training so that we don't do too much too soon. We've got those 2 full days of recovery each week that are designed to be put in place as we need them. So there's 7 days in a week, only 5 days of training. Make sure you use those 2 recovery days wisely. Put them in place as your body communicates that you need it based off of the feedback that it's giving you. Guys, just take a couple of deep breaths, breathe in, and exhale, one more time, and exhale. Great work, guys. Every trainer coming at you from the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica. I'll see you guys soon.
Okay, that was very nice recovery run with some strides at the end 6 times. Beautiful, beautiful zone 2, end of zone 1, beginning of zone 2 running. Yeah, very easy. Okay, let's have a nice day. Let's have a nice day.